How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of Anchorage Brewing up in this piece in the form of their Rondy Brew India Pale Ale. Yeah, this is going to be like, I think, my third Anchorage IPA I've had. This is 6.4% IPA. I know nothing about this beer. They don't tell you anything about this beer. But I get vibes from the label, and this is strictly just me assuming from the label. I think we might have clear beer here. Probably not. But I was wrong. I don't know. Something about it kind of spoke to me as clear beer. So, yeah. Anyway, give it a pour. See what's what. The first two hazies that I've had from Anchorage was the Dog and Cat series beers, and they were really, really, really good. So I'm kind of excited to dive into this because prior to me having those two beers, Anchorage Brewery was pretty much old school brewery with that big kind of barrel age kind of reputation. So it's cool to have this new school stuff in it. So far, be pretty good. It's kind of got a soapy, rocky head to it. Not what you'd expect from a typical kind of hazy. And it has this rich orange core, but it comes off a little bit kind of darker, a little bit muddled than you typically expect from your kind of 6% kind of hazy, expect them to be a little bit lighter. Not as, I don't know. Washed out is a bad word, but I don't know what else to use, so we're going to stick with that. White as white could be head. That orange core usually radiates kind of an orange core to a little bit lighter edges. It's a little bit more uniform throughout the whole beer, so I'm kind of curious to see how this sucker comes off. Get a nose on it. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to it, nose-wise, outside of a pretty aggressive citrus. This is just a bit over a month. It's about a month and a half, just under a month and a half old. Shouldn't be a problem. I think I'm dealing with a little bit of oxidation on this can now, because I'm getting citrus, but I'm also getting just, it drops off from there. There's a little bit of soft malt character. It smells, here's me making shit up in my brain, but it makes sense in my brain. It smells thin. Like it's lost something that's typically a sign of a little bit of kind of oxidation. Nothing crippling, nothing that's going to kind of ruin the beer. But it tastes like it's going to come off thin. A little bit kind of less impactful on that kind of citrus note. And maybe just a little, you know, just kind of, I want to say thin again, but I already said that. So we're just going to dive in. Cheers. And I'm pretty sure that's the case here. It's not a negative beer. There's nothing as far as off flavors involved when it comes to this beer. And that citrus does come through, but it lacks some kind of punch to it. Like almost I mislabeled the beer. Like this is like a 3% kind of IPA. But I think that has to do more with, in combination with the color, in combination with the nose, in combination with the taste. I think there's a soft oxidation issue going on with this beer. You know, a little bit of negative oxygen just kind of creeped in here, not a huge beer. And it's just tempered a bit of the beer's kind of chutzpah, you know, in that it still has citrus, but it's not that aggressive. There's a little bit more bittering than I expect on this beer, but again, that oxidation is going to not attack that bittering side of things as quickly as it is the kind of fruity, juicy side of things. There's a sweetness to it. It's not overly sweet, but it's sweeter than I'd expect, and I think that carries with a mouthfeel that comes off a little bit watery, a little bit thin. It has all the makings, all the core, all the bits and pieces of a really tasty, well-done IPA, but I think there has been a little bit of kind of, I don't know, kind of going on with the beer. Is that a fragile beer? Did it happen in transit? This took, you know, quite a bit longer than these boxes typically take to get to me. Did that kind of do something to the beer? It could be a couple different reasons. But it's not negative, not like a bad beer. I'd still say it's worthy even talking about it as a good IPA and worthy being in the conversation as something that's tasty. I just feel like this beer is markedly better at the get and under proper conditions. And I think I'm drinking something that's not really what it was in the first, you know, couple weeks of its existence. A lot of assuming on my part, but that's just kind of how I taste. You know, it's what I taste in the beer, is that there's something good here, but I feel like it's just been dampened by time and a bit of oxidation. More oxidation than time, but they go hand in hand a bit. Yeah, done. Not a negative beer. I do like what I'm tasting to a certain extent. The mouthfeel is missing from this beer. 6.5%, 6.4% hazy, juicy, citrus forward IPA. You expect to have that mouthfeel, fall suit. You don't get it. I like that little extra bittering pop, but again, I don't think that's really there. I think it's that citrus kind of coming down from that oxidation. So if you bump the mouthfeel up on this, I think it's a markedly different beer, and I think that's where it kind of run astray with that mouthfeel coming off thin and watery. It just kind of makes it just kind of, okay, it's fine. So yeah, there you go. This is one of the better IPAs I've had. Is like, even all that being said, I'm not going to keep it out. It's just going to be towards the bottom. Value availability, no idea about Anchorage's price point. Anybody else know their price point coming from the brewery, but also coming off of Tavour, which this came from? Please let me know and leave you with, if you like what you like this. If you like fresh beers, by that I mean try it fresh. I'm sure it's much better than what I'm saying about it right now. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it down there. If you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Anchorage right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.